Welcome to the Utah Football Fans Podcast. Please like, subscribe, and share. And as always, go Utes. Welcome to another episode of the Utah Football Fans Podcast. It's just Bryn and Gary here tonight. We're missing James. He couldn't make it, but we're glad to have you here. Hopefully those of you who are in the chat, you'll chime in, let us know your thoughts. Amy, Dylan, we see you in the chat already. Go Utes. It's good to see you.
Yeah.
Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, that you are liking this video. We'd love, again, to have you in the chat, super thanks. Follow along on all of our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, join the Facebook group.
It's everywhere.
We're everywhere. We're worldwide. Join the conversation. Get ready to talk Utah football. It's going to come so fast. We're done with spring ball, and it's going to be here before we know it. August 30th, UCLA. Anyways, we are going to start tonight by recapping spring ball, the spring game. We were just saying, it feels like the spring game, at least for me, it feels like it was forever ago. It was only like a week ago.
Yeah. Where are we? So 9 days ago, maybe something.
But there's been so much like news and chatter and stuff that happened since then that it feels like the spring game was a long time ago, but really it wasn't. You and I went. It was a nice day. It was a little chilly that day. But, spring game, it's hard to get a vibe. You're not going to go and see exactly what your team's going to look like because for a lot of reasons. I mean, most of the starters don't even play. Secondly, with the whole transfer portal thing, you don't even know who's going to be on your team. But what were your impressions of the spring game?
Yeah. First of all, it's just good to be back in the stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy it. It was when the wind blew, it was a little bit chilly.
It's cool. Other
than that, though, it was pretty nice. And it felt good to get back to be in the place. Just a good feeling there. As to the game, honestly, with spring ball, okay, I enjoy going to the games I just said, but I don't put too much stock into what's going on in the field. Because at least at that time there was the portal. Of course, that's sort of stabilized to some degree now. And you mentioned it. As I heard, it was anywhere between 11 to 15 of the starters who didn't even play. And in fact, it was stated that the intent of this game, this is from the coaches, was the younger guys to help them, see if they're going to make the team and see what they could do. So you put all that together. That's not even the team the starting team, and probably, well, we'll talk about it. Some guys that'll be on the field that weren't even on the team at the time. So having said that, so I just don't put a lot of stock into we're gonna succeed or fail because of what went on in that game. I know people to me kind of overreacted because there were some great plays, there were some very good plays, some good throws, some good things happened. But I just enjoyed it for what it was. But I'm not gonna interpret our season on that stuff. Now, for me, it was this. I wanted to see at least our base formations of the spread offense that we're now going to run, because we've been running the pro style more or less most of the time.
Right.
And so now we have a new spread offense. And I don't know if you remember, but we ran the spread under Urban Meyer, and Dan Mullen was the OC. If you think back to those successful days with Alex Smith, we were running the spread. I don't know what the differences are between Coach Beck and Mullen and Urban in those days. But anyway, that's the offense essentially we're going back to. So I found it interesting just to observe the alignments. I'm sure it was very basic and so forth, and some stack or bunch, few formations with the receivers. Anyway, that's what I was looking at, just to kind of see some of the new stuff. And obviously, first of all, Wayshawn Parker didn't play. Now, I know he had some minor surgery as
our running back.
Right.
Yeah, who will be likely the main running back.
He'll be the guy. unless, but he's the main guy, but he didn't play. I think he had some minor surgery, so they held him out. And so the other guys had plenty of opportunity. Got to see Johnson play again.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But mainly Dampier and then Bird Ficklin and Isaac Wilson, the backups. And just to see them in the offense and see how it went. And so, yeah, some good plays were made. Exciting in that regard, but I'm not going to exaggerate it. We'll see. But it was a good day. I enjoyed it.
No, and I mean, we were sitting, well, everyone was sitting on the east side because they wouldn't let anyone sit on the west side. So the red team, which was the defensive team, was standing right in front of us. And every one of our starting secondary players was standing right there on the sideline. So none of them were even playing, which isn't too surprising. Usually, though, they at least play like a snap or a set of downs, and then come out, but they didn't play anything. Right. But offensively, obviously everyone wanted to see the new QB, Dampier, and like you said, kind of see a little bit of what the offense might look like. But I was really impressed with Dampier. Again, this isn't a real game situation. He can't be tackled, things like that. I get all of that. But some of his throws were awesome.
Yeah.
Ficklin, he had a couple really good throws. Wilson, I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I felt like Wilson looked a lot like he did last year. But again, it's spring game. You can't put a lot of stock into it. It's a good foundation to kind of see. And it's nice just to be there. And
I mean, he's learning the new offense as well.
It's all new for him too.
So I feel for the guy. He had a whole system with Ludwig.
Yeah.
And just the drama of last year and all he had to go through and just all of that.
Yeah.
And now all of this. So, he's learning it too. I'm going to give him a break. So let me ask this, and I'm interested with the chat. Those are in it right now. Think about this and what you think about it. I'm all for the honoring, the 22, Aaron and Ty.
Mm-hmm.
But the spring game and charging $22 and $10, I sort of get it. But I feel like, I don't know. I miss the days when it was actually free because more younger kids could come. I felt like more people would come and participate in it. I wish they would go back to that or do a hybrid where they have a section. If you wanted in these primo places, you could pay some money, but if not, you'd be on the outside, but you could come in for free.
Right.
Something like that. I don't know what you think, but I feel bad about that because I know just in my family, some youngsters that probably would be taken to the game, but they're not going to spend even $10 just to go watch the spring game. So I think we miss it out. Some people miss out. I think the program misses out on having people come. Now we get the money, the importance of money nowadays for a lot of things in the program. But spring game, I don't know. I feel like I wish there was at least some free sections.
No, I 100% agree with you. I was thinking a lot about it after we went to the spring game and kind of the whole overall fan experience. And yeah, I miss the days where the spring game was free. You could sit wherever you wanted.
Yeah, I miss that.
So as somebody who sits in the north end zone during the season for spring game, I could go, if I was there early enough, I could go 50-yard line front row and get to experience what that's like. I do miss that. I miss being able to go kind of wherever. They used to do more fanfare, like more stuff for the fans. I even feel like there used to be autograph sessions after the spring game, all that stuff that as a fan you don't get during the regular season for reasons I understand. But like the spring game is when you can do those things. Even the alumni game, sometimes like
they don't
do that anymore. And so they're missing out on an opportunity to bring in more people that don't get to go during the regular season. So why not bring in people, give them some of the experience, and then possibly make them want to come back in the fall You kind of hook them. And instead, it feels like this kind of half attempt to have fans there. We can only sit in certain sections. Paying $10 is whatever. But yeah, like a family of 5. That's
Colby.
Colby's
he's
saying
right
a
on.
family of 5 is $100 if you're doing the chair seats. So $50 to $100. Yeah, I'm not paying that for the spring game because for all the reasons we talked about, you're not seeing the starters, you're not getting anything extra. And just little things, even like the concessions, none of the soda machines were working.
Pretzels are fresh.
Well, that's the only
These are
time.
the same ones you're going to get in November, so you better eat them right.
It's the
Get 'em
only
while they're
time
fresh.
that the pretzels are fresh. But I went to 4 different soda machines to try and find one. Not one of them actually had, so like the syrup was all screwed up. It's just little things, but it's like, I agree with you. Charge for the chair seats maybe, or have the chair seats be reserved and charge for them. Let everyone else just go in free and sit on the benches. Let it be general admission. Let it like.
There's some actually good suggestions in the chat about, I mean, just ideas that could be used. If you did donate, you could go on the field and get. Is that Nate Lee? Is that what?
Yeah, see, Nate Lee is saying if you paid an extra $20, you could go get autographs. So now, okay, so they're charging for that experience.
Well, no, but if you wanted the primo seats at $20.
No, he's saying it was an extra thing. I don't know. Clarify that for us. Nate
Either
Lee
way,
X.
though, say you paid $20, it would allow you to go on the field after and get autographs. So that would give you if you wanted to pay that. Otherwise, not. I'm just saying it just seems to me
I don't know.
Those old days, I feel like there should be a balance to it.
I agree.
The thing is, I don't know if you were observing or not, because they didn't do any kickoffs.
No.
Did we even do field goals? I can't remember. I don't think we did. But
no, I don't
think we did. But if you were watching Dylan Curtis, our new kicker, the dude was hitting bombs.
Yeah, he almost hit a. What was that? Like a 65-yarder. He was close.
And I'm watching him when we got there early. I'm watching him kick, and then at the so-called halftime,
yeah,
the guy has a leg, and so number one, of course, we'll see in game situations, but he's supposed to be good. But in game situations, we've got leg to kick some field goals, which is makes points.
A huge difference.
The other thing is, I would presume with most here, Ute fans were very frustrated with the fact that our kickoffs were always short. And that wasn't on purpose. Even Witt said, no, we wanted it kicked out of the end zone, but we couldn't ever get it out of the end zone. So to watch this young guy, I think from Murray, is that right? Went to Murray High.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
I think that's correct. Hey, those two things alone, out of the radar, but in the long run in a season, are going to be an advantage for Utah.
Special teams makes a big difference. It does. Yes, Nate Lee X confirmed for us that it was an extra event that you got to do a pregame theme.
Oh, yeah. Well,
so that's an extra cost.
Yeah.
Well, I missed the free autographs is what I'm saying. I miss when it was free.
Yeah, I do too. Oh, well, there you go. That's our assessment of the spring game.
Spring game. Well, so then after the spring game,
yeah,
and the whole transfer portal opened up and chaos ensued. So, I mean, we're not going to go over every single thing from the portal. It's too much to even keep track of. But
I think, honestly, they're at peak, and there still may be this many overall in the country. How many players would you think are in the portal? How many players have gone into the portal?
I thought I saw a number. I mean, it's in the 100, like 118 or something. Did I see? Or is it way more than that?
Nationally?
Yeah. I don't know what I was looking at. How many are there now?
There were 10,000 to 11,000 players who went into the portal.
I don't even know what I was looking at then.
I don't have any clue.
That's insane.
That's what it was nationally from all schools.
How is that possible?
Do the math. Those guys. There's only so many
Bryn,
schools.
right?
How many Division I are there? 130. 4,
I don't know.
38, something like that. I don't know. 10,000 players.
Whatever it is, whatever the number is,
I'm just saying,
it's ridiculous
stupid.
because the number that goes in, they are all not going to better their situation. And I think a very, very, very small percentage actually does better their situation by going into the portal. Don't you think? I mean,
Yeah, I think a lot. I think the greener pastures idea.
Yeah.
I got to leave. It'll be better somewhere else. I feel like it doesn't come to pass. I will say this, though, which I find interesting, is that we've been harping on this portal thing in NIL for the last couple of years.
oh yeah.
Haven't been a fan of it. I'm not saying I don't think there should be payment for name, image, and likeness. I don't believe there should be pay to play, but the athletes should be able to make some money. That's not what I'm talking about. But this portal NIL thing, that the way it is right now, without barriers, and it's basically run by big money billionaire donors. We've been harping against it, but I've noticed a little bit later. But this year on social media, the people hating on it has just blown up, and I think I believe that's probably the feeling. I mean, I have no idea of knowing, but I believe that sentiment probably has spread more across the country than it has been, because I think people are getting sick and tired of after you've done 1 year, okay, big deal. A couple of years, okay, but after 3 years, when half your team is always leaving, the guys you just are, the dudes that you want to follow and give your support, gone. And it's year after year, and it's big names that go to rivalries or just leave. I mean, it's not cool.
Well,
and people are sick of it.
I agree with you. I think the sentiment you're seeing from just the regular fans now, it's becoming louder and louder of our displeasure of what's going on. I do think the Nico Iamaleava situation this year it could be a bit of a turning point of where a team finally said, no, we're not putting up with your demands. Because I feel like up to this point, teams are just throwing the money at whatever's being asked of them. They're just throwing the money at the players. And that seemed, at least nationally, to be the first big story of a team saying, we're not going to meet your demand. You're not going to hold us hostage, so you can walk. And allegedly, he's now going to UCLA and getting less than what he was demanding. So
still like $1.5 million or something instead of 2.4.
But $1.5 million kind of what you'd expect for a good quarterback in this situation. So he didn't better his situation. I guess we'll see how it plays out. But I do think just the team saying no, maybe that's going to start to turn the corner. I don't know. I hope it does, because it's out of control. We've talked about it a million times. Everyone sees it. It's not sustainable. I wouldn't think. You can't sustain it like this.
No, it's not. Fans are going to hate it. Fans are going to get sick of paying money, because you got to donate. You got to donate. Why? For 6 months for the guy? Pay someone 6 months and they bolt after 6 months?
Well, and as much as I am a Utah football fan, I am a fan of Utah football, the organization, but you do latch on to certain players and become a fan of those players, especially like kids. Kids find their favorite player and they idolize him. They look up to him.
Jerseys, you
buy the jerseys. And then in a year he's gone. And like, that just keeps happening every year. Your fandom is going to dwindle, and I feel it. I think everybody's feeling it. It's harder and harder to like be invested in it because these guys leave. But so I would say our notable guys that have transferred.
Let me say a couple things though.
Yeah.
Before we go to the guys. Yeah, I mean, everyone, I think I've listened to so many different guys. Everyone thinks there needs to be guardrails, there needs to be rules, there need to be regulations, all this stuff. Almost everybody I listen to that, I think nationally, who are wise and are really plugged in and know their stuff, they all say that. generally speaking, there needs to be rules. Now, they all have somewhat different ways to get there.
Yeah.
The problem is, at least this is the way I see it, is the problem is the litigation. That's what got this whole thing going. NCAA gets sued. So the NFL is different because the players, of course, have a union. And then the NFL is the NFL. It's this entity, this business. NCAA, there's all these different leagues and all these different schools and their athletic departments. It's just more complicated. And I don't think the rules are being in place. I mean, it could be for a number of reasons, and it could be because they're gutless too in the NCAA, and they're just making money anyway. But I think some of it is, if you started putting some hard, fast rules, they're going to get sued. So, by somebody, unfair practice or whatever. There needs to, I know they're at Congress in Congress right now trying to get a bill, at least some antitrust stuff that would protect the NCAA that would allow them to put in rules. It has to happen. Otherwise, it's going to collapse, because think about it. I don't care how rich you are. How would you like to, you got big money and you're a big donor to your school. And so you pay money and the school does okay. It never gets out there into the national scene all that much. You're putting big money in. Okay, you're paying this kid $1 million, paying this guy $500,000, $200,000. You spread out your money. They're here. Okay, you go 10-3 or whatever it is, and the guy leaves, and that happens year after year. At what point I don't care how rich you are. Some guys are going to just go, why do I want to give money?
Right.
Just it's like flushing it down the toilet. That's how I see it. That's why I think it's a problem.
But why can't you have them sign contracts?
There needs to be contracts.
Why can't, they need to protect themselves from lawsuits and things like that. Okay, so put contracts into place.
Solve a lot.
Right? That just seems like at least a first step, a simple first step to put a contract in. So if you're getting paid the big bucks, you should have to sign something. I mean, that's...
And we don't know what I don't anyway. I've not seen anything.
Yeah.
Really. I hear stuff, but you're right. Anyway, that's enough of that stuff, but
go
ahead with the other stuff.
Yeah. So a couple of our notable guys that have left.
Hey, Rose,
you haven't been here in a while. Good to see your name there in the chat. Zach Williams has transferred out. He was our number one wide receiver. He has gone to USC.
Yeah, what do you think about that, Bryn? He went to USC, your favorite.
My favorite team on
Lincoln.
the planet. I mean, it is true what everybody is all over social media. Just we don't understand. You go from being our number one receiver to you're a dime a dozen at USC. I mean, they collect receivers like there's no tomorrow. So are you going to get Are you going to get the pass? Are you going to get the throws? Are you going to get the catches? Are you going to get the development at USC? I don't know. How much more were they really offering him? Who knows? Whatever.
Okay, let me throw this out there. I know he had he had a good game against UCF, I think, at the end of last
end of the season.
Okay. Heard good things out of spring camp. And he made some good catches in spring ball. Okay. But does that really say you're the number one? I don't know. I mean, I
don't know.
I feel like he had the potential, but I didn't overreact to it. I wish he would have stayed because you could see he was good.
Yeah.
But
and hopefully with a QB1 and hopefully knock on woods, we don't have all the quarterback drama and all that. But who knows?
I thought guys were going to jump off the bridge on social media when he left. I'm going, okay, it's disappointing, but
like Utah Outs, I think that's his name in the chat. Apparently Williams didn't even score a touchdown last year. Of course, we didn't score a lot of touchdowns last year. So
but I mean, he makes the point though.
I know. I get it. And Landon King,
that's too bad.
Tight end. That one did disappoint me. Last year we did not target him enough, and again, we had lots of issues for that. I feel like the year before that he had so much potential. So I am really disappointed to see him leave because with the Keithy, Kincaid, all that legacy behind us. Like, I felt like King was our guy. Like, he was set up to be our tight end guy, and now he's gone.
I think he lost his job, and I forgot to the guy who came in. That's what I'm hearing.
Is it Andrew? Yeah.
Who was it? Chat? Is that
who's our tight end?
But again, you have to remember, we have a new system. That pro style that Keithy and Kincaid were under, and everybody else.
Yeah,
it's different. If you watch the spring game when he was in, they're all spread out, including the tight ends. He did drop a ball right in his hands. I'm not sure if that. I don't know. I thought he was a great team. Yeah, Hunter Andrew.
Oh, okay, I was right.
He was a great team guy. I liked his personality. I liked his energy, all that stuff. I wish he would have stayed. Again, I don't know if he's been picked up. And
I was just going to ask, has it been said if he's going somewhere else? Has he landed somewhere else? I mean, some of the guys, so we do have a wide receiver. He's from Ole Miss, Larry Simmons.
So right now he's from Southern Miss.
So
he went to Ole Miss. I don't think he played. He went to Southern Miss. Now the interesting thing is Utah offered him out of high school, but he went to Ole Miss. I don't think he played, went to Southern Miss, and now he's coming back. I don't know much.
So that's good.
Wide receiver, yeah.
And then a couple defensive guys, J.C. Hart from Auburn.
He's supposed to be good.
Jalen Mosin,
I think.
Furman. Again, it's hard to keep track of all of this, of the guys going out and the ones coming in, but it's frustrating. And we can't have this conversation, I think, without mentioning the biggest.
Absolutely, we're going to talk about
the biggest storyline that was going on last week during the transfer portal was the alleged tampering that was going on by a certain school.
It wasn't Is it alleged? It isn't alleged. It happened.
Well, I'm saying allegedly to protect ourselves.
Okay,
Gary.
allegedly.
Allegedly, a certain collective was going after 3 of our top defensive players and offering them $2 million to transfer
Snowden.
Guys that were not in the transfer portal.
Yeah, BYU and Snowden, for sure.
Thanks, Carol Virus. I'm trying not to say the actual name of the school. They were going after Snowden. They were going after... Who were the other guys? Lomu and...
Was it Fano again?
I don't know if they were actually going after Fan. Anyways, they were going after our defensive guys. And again, it's that they were going after guys that were not in the portal. They had not declared in the portal. Their collective, allegedly, was going hard after our guys. And there's so many different angles to take with this, but the holier than thou school down south that proclaims...
Preach it, Brad. Come on.
That proclaims
Fano,
to not... Fano, yeah, there was all the discussion about Fano. They proclaim to not be involved in all of this. They say that they don't participate in this kind of stuff. They say they're not going to be the highest bidder. They make all these comments and statements about this, and then their collective does all this stuff and is going after guys that aren't in the portal. So that is tampering, and is offering $2 million to Snowden, allegedly.
I heard 1.9.
I'm rounding up to 2 million.
From a pretty good source.
Where there's smoke, there's fire, and there was so much smoke. It
was happening. Go ahead.
By the way, all 3 that they were going after have said they're staying at Utah.
Of course, they want to go to the NFL.
Exactly.
What do I say? I
What do you say?
What?
Snowden post was when we tamper, we're not the highest bidder. Yes, PNW Ute. I mean,
so this is the thing
it's so ridiculous.
What fascinates me about it? First of all, I don't agree with it. Whoever does it,
right?
If Utah did it, they shouldn't be doing it. It is a rule in the NCAA. Is it being enforced?
No.
No. Is it Is it going on nationwide? Yeah, we all know it is, but it's a rule, and you shouldn't be doing it. If someone goes into the portal, they're free for all. But if not, you're breaking NCAA rule. So that I don't think anyone should be doing it. But this is what fascinates me with BYU fans, with their administrators and everybody else is so. They're the school of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Mm-hmm. And their collective, whatever's going on, they're breaking the rule, and it's okay because it's athletics or because it's not, or it's disconnected. Oh, it's okay to break the rule just a little bit here, but on other stuff that they demand, you can't break the rules. The hypocrisy and irony of it all is ridiculous. And it just fascinates me that BYU does this kind of stuff.
Well, and, a lot of the argument that I see is that, well, it's not the school doing it, it's the collective. Bull crap. I mean, come on, don't be that dumb.
Yeah, you think stupid stuff like that.
So what? You think the collective's just going to go out, pay a guy $2 million, and he's going to show up to practice, and the coaches are going to go, oh, we didn't know you were coming. They're all in on it.
Is Holmo still the AD down there?
Oh, God.
Holmo.
No, he's retired.
Who's the new AD?
I don't know if they've named a guy. Have they? So maybe he's still there, but
doesn't matter. Who's ever that guy, they know it's happening. They have to okay it.
They absolutely know it's
happening. Here's the thing that there's no way that Kalani Sitake does not know. Exactly. They're trying to go after Snowden and Fano and whoever else. And that, I mean, you got to ask yourself, I know they're like all good buds with Witt and with Scally. I mean, doesn't that not strain it when they're trying to decimate your team by breaking NCAA rule? It's ridiculous. It's a joke. There you go. What's going to happen is some some BYU fan is going to clip that, stick it on Cougar board.
Of course, we know they will. But guess what? Everything we're saying is
it's
factual.
All fact. I know it because
we've talked to plenty of people.
I've talked to somebody.
Yeah.
Allegedly that it happened. I know that some other AD or ADs of other schools are really PO'd because their teams got tampered with by BYU and they left their schools to go to BYU. Tampering, breaking the rules. I thought that was against the rules down there, but I guess not.
No, they just outlove everybody, right?
Hey.
Well, with that, there actually is something good that comes out of Utah County, and that is Thomas Orthodontics.
There you go. Go get your teeth done.
If you are down that way, down south, I apologize that you have to be down there with certain fans, but at least you have Dr. Thomas, who is a board-certified orthodontist, and Thomas Orthodontics offers various orthodontic services, including traditional braces, clear aligners, orthodontic treatment for children and for adults. We're almost to summer, so summer is a great time to get braces for your kids if they need it. Thomas Orthodontics has locations in Spanish Fork, Salem, and Tooele. So again, look them up at thomasortho.com. Schedule your consultation. He's great. He's the best.
Outlove him. We need to outlove him.
Thing that's in Utah County. Yeah, we just outlove
them. That's why they're here.
We're not
outlove. It's not the big bag. It's the love that we provide. Is anyone that stupid believes that for 5 seconds?
I just like that, they give them free ice cream and cougar tails, and that's what it is that gets the players there.
It's not the $2 million overpayment.
Oh boy. All right, moving on. Okay, we're going to talk about the top returning players for 2025. Whose list
Throw this up there.
Whose list was
I think this is Pro Football Focus. And they do college stats. I believe this is the one.
Oh, yeah, Pro Football Focus.
Right there, baby.
Top returning player in 2025.
On offensive positions.
So you've got Cade Klubnik from Clemson.
The guy. The number one in each position.
Oh, in each position. I see.
Nationally.
There we go. Spencer
Fano. That is that we have potentially a fantastic O-line.
Well, and you're already seeing Fano's name being talked about for the draft next year.
I know.
I mean, and look, I get it. All the commentators and stuff, they're looking for things to talk about right now, so they have to come up with content and all that stuff. But the fact that his name is already being talked about, I mean, that's huge.
That is huge. But then the other guys on our O-line and the depth of our O-line is extremely solid. I mean, you never know. No team knows anything yet, but I'm telling you what, the foundation for success of any team is the trenches, particularly the O-line, obviously. And we have all Americans, all conference guys. We could potentially have a fantastic O-line. For me, that's exciting.
Oh,
so pull up the other one too. So,
okay, so this is top 10 returning quarterbacks.
Nationally, this was a CBS, this is one guy's opinion, whatever, but it's from CBS.
So again, Cade Klubnik in Clemson, he's the number 1 guy. Drew Aller, Penn State. Arch Manning, Texas. Carson Beck, is at Miami. Then the LSU guy, Baylor.
Yeah, see, that's Sawyer Robertson.
Interesting.
He's going to be a player this year.
And there we are at number 9, Devin Dampier.
So you see, that's the interesting thing.
That's huge for a guy that's relatively unknown.
He's unknown. He's
unknown, but to already be getting national talk about him as an unknown guy.
So you have this line.
Great potential.
And you have the potential at QB. Wayshawn Parker has really good upside and potential. If we get the athletes on the outside, our offense. See, this is the thing. And I think I fall into it. Maybe we all fall into it. And I saw a couple of people who said after the last 2 years, they're not really optimistic.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, I get it. But you have to, let's just go last year. Let's put it again in perspective. And all the goofballs in the Big 12 with their podcasts and making fun of Utah and all that stuff. Whatever. Yeah, it was a crap year. But we had a solid defense. I think we were like the 1 or 2 in the conference. And the reason we lost is because we had no offense.
Zero
offense.
Ugh,
we lost.
So bad.
So think about it. The worst game of course, we got beat by Colorado. But if you remember the game, I think we had like 3 turnovers in the first quarter. And if we would have had an offense, we could have been blowing them out. And then things just snowballed.
Yeah.
Beyond that game, the biggest loss that we had all season with that was 13 points. And that was against ASU and Scatterbo ran a couple up the middle on us. 13 points. That's it. If we would have had an offense last year, we would have been good. So what's happening is people are looking at Utah and thinking, oh, you guys are garbage.
Yeah.
Your whole team is garbage. You're going to be bad. No, we're going to have, I can't remember who said it in the chat, but the defense is going to be solid. We're going to have a Utah defense.
Yeah, you can count on it.
This offense, which I believe can do anything similar to what happened at New Mexico as far as yards and TDs, the potential is there for a great season. I'm saying anything can happen. Who knows? But come on, people,
need it so badly.
If this offense can get going, I'm excited about it. There you go.
Fingers crossed.
I'm optimistic.
Well, you in the chat, you really want to talk about the draft. I'm already seeing you start talking about, we are going to talk about the draft.
Freak.
But you know what? I am not starting with the end of the draft. We're going to start with the guys that actually were drafted. Number 1, the guys that actually should be talked about. Number 1, because the guys were actually drafted and they got no love. They got no press. They got no
pathetic.
There was no conversation about these guys.
No,
I mean, Cam Ward, God, I feel bad for the dude. It's just like everything was overshadowed. He's the number 1 pick.
By far the guy. He was the guy.
He had a fantastic season last year. The number 1 quarterback in the draft, and nobody even talked about him. Hell, Travis Hunter, the Heisman winner, I felt like I didn't even hear his name the entire weekend.
It's weird. I think it's a
weird.
travesty. ESPN, I don't watch it anyway because it's a joke, but their commentators, 90% of them are a joke on everything else. And then when you watch this, I couldn't stand it. I stopped after a while, but the stuff they were saying and how they were ignoring these young men and their number 1 pick, top 10 picks, these guys, these dreams coming true.
Yeah.
They announce it and then they whine about Shedeur. That's all you heard the whole time. It was the most pathetic thing I've ever seen.
It was weird. So, yeah, I mean, for me, the notable ones obviously is Cam Ward, number 1, I think.
Did we play him twice or once at Washington State? We beat him both times. If it was twice, I know we beat him the last time.
I don't know if we played him. We might have played him twice.
I can't remember.
Because how long was he up there?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I know he transferred in there.
So he's now at Tennessee. Hunter, where did Hunter go?
The Jags.
And has it been stated what position he's going to be playing? Or are they not labeling that yet? I had that question. Like, is he going to be offensive? Is he going to be defensive?
Mentioned it.
We don't know. So maybe they're... What do you think he's going to play?
I don't know.
I don't think he's going to play both. You think he's...
No way.
Carol Levirus, I don't think he's going to play both.
I think he'll play... oh, man, I don't know what I heard about. I think what will happen, he'll play one position. One position will be it'll be his position. The other one, it'll be spot.
Yeah.
Like if he was a receiver, he's a full-time receiver and use him however. And then if they have like nickel or dime packages, they could bring him in. And then he could go both ways. But there's no way this guy's playing every snap. You're not going to survive the NFL. I don't care. No,
he's not. But again, like, what a storyline for this kid.
Yeah.
He's the Heisman winner. He's being drafted as kind of an unknown. We don't know what position he's going to play. And it wasn't even talked about. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's
the big story is Ashton Genty is going to the Raiders, baby.
That's right. Right on.
I'm so excited about that.
Virus. Raiders got a running back, baby.
Carol Levirus, how do you feel about that? Because Pete Carroll is now our coach. We have Genty. We still need a quarterback, but
no, we're okay. He can spin it.
Okay. Hey, I'm gonna go with my optimism there. I'm gonna be one of those fans. I'm gonna be thrilled for the Raiders.
Here's the other thing. We'll get to some other Utes, but Dorian Singer.
Yeah, this just came today.
Dorian Singer has been invited to the Raiders camp.
I love it.
He's going to make the team.
I love it.
Baby, Dorian's going to be a Raider. Him and Genty.
It was sad to see that Singer didn't get approval to come back and play as a Ute for one more year. But if he can play as a Raider, I'll be okay.
He would look so good in silver and black.
So good in silver and black. Let's make that happen.
Did you see... I'm asking for Bryn. I don't really care, but did you see Genty showing him working out without his shirt on and everything? Did you see those?
I think I missed that one.
Oh,
I better look it up right now. Woo! I got to look that one up. Thanks, Gary. Scatabo.
I'm here for you. That to me is a travesty.
Yeah, you tweeted about that, like him falling as far as he did was
it the third round? Everyone's whining about Sanders.
Yeah.
Scatabo, that guy is a bull.
I know.
Some team.
And they made a playoff run, all of these things. That was surprising.
I think he's going to be, they use him right. He's a player. I liked him, man. He tore us up. I liked him in the playoffs. Just his intensity. It was great. He's a good player.
Well, what I will say about...
Yeah, maybe just one time. Maybe that's right. But we did beat him.
We did beat
Cam.
him. What I will say about Shedeur...
All right, we got to say it.
Yeah, of course, because we're not going to ignore it. I still think it was garbage that these other guys didn't really even get talked about. But I'm surprised at how far he fell. And to be honest, I am surprised.
Hey, baby.
No, I am surprised that not one owner, not one team said, you know what? We're going to deal with the circus because of the profile it's going to give our team. Look at how much they talked about him during the draft. So I am surprised that not one team said, let's draft him because it's going to get all the eyeballs, all the commentary, all the views, all the everything. Look at what it did to Colorado. All the social media posts. I'm just saying, I'm surprised that not one team said, let's take the bad with the quote unquote good of what it would up their numbers, up their viewers. Look at what the NFL has tried to do the last 2 years with the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce. They're not above the like
I see what you're saying.
Fabricated like promotional stuff. So I am surprised that not one team said we're going to do it. We're going to take that on. It does surprise me.
Doesn't surprise me. Well, it surprises me. Okay. Yeah, it surprises me that out of 32, you would have one stupid organization do it.
Yeah, right.
And there was no stupid organization. So what it shows to me, it actually showed to me or gave me hope for the future of the NFL, that they were willing not to be duped by the clown show.
Yeah.
And the jock sniffers on social media and on ESPN and other places. It's not to say Shedeur doesn't have some talent.
No, I think he does.
Some talent.
I absolutely think he does.
I mean, I'm no expert. I just listen to guys, but you watched him play 13 at 12 at Colorado.
Right.
Okay. Took fourth this year. Oh, wow. Okay. But if your talent, it's really, to me, it's just simple. He's only so good. And then there is a massive circus. And then you have Dion.
Yeah.
Okay. And so does his talent outweigh the circus? And no way that it does. You're talking about billion-dollar businesses. The NFL itself is like almost $1 trillion enterprise. And now you have these owners that are $1 billion. Look, we had a little run-in a couple of years ago with Colorado
fans.
And it wasn't Colorado fans. It was Dion, and it was the third son. It was Bucky. He came at us.
Yeah.
And he attacked us. And they weren't Colorado fans. It was all of the disciples of Dion and everything else. And I don't think organizations want that or need it, because the moment he's on the practice squad or he doesn't see the field, they all come at everybody. They attack the organization. Who needs that?
Yeah.
They want to win. They don't need
True.
the distraction. Now, I'll just say this in the end. I've heard all the stupid things on ESPN and other places about whatever. The reasons why.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but I listened to a guy just a couple of hours ago on Twitter. I follow him because he's a guest on another show that I watch. This guy played in the NFL for like 6-7 years. He was a lineman, rough and tough dude. Played for the Broncos, played for the Jets, played for someone else. But he's a Colorado Buffalo. And he's he's a homer for the Buffaloes. And he's been a homer for Shedeur. When I've watched him most of the time. He even said he's going to be the number 1 pick at the start of the season.
Okay.
Stuff like this. So putting in context, he is a Colorado guy. But I watched him, and he was saying, why did he drop to the 5th round? And he goes, so I have connections.
Mm-hmm.
I know people. So I've made some phone calls to the people I know. And the way he said it was in the interviews, they'd bring him in and they would have him want him to diagram plays and describe coverages. He couldn't do it. Stuff like that. He couldn't do it. And he came in and he did have headphones around his neck and they were still on.
Oh,
talking
during the meetings?
with the coaches.
Oh, jeez.
And he said that it's just this attitude, well, if you don't want to draft me, don't draft me kind of thing. So you put together his okay quarterbacking and an attitude of his own. His son Buck, or his brother Bucky, who has his media, or it's a frenzy. And then you have Dion. You put all that together, and I'm just saying,
yeah,
I'm surprised the Browns took him. I wouldn't want to deal with a guy.
Well,
so that's my and Kuiper is an idiot.
And we will see what will happen at the Browns, because they had already drafted Gabriel as a quarterback.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
And they already have their quarterbacks in the system. So it's not a done deal that,
so like Flacco, Kenny Small Hands Pickett. And now they got Dylan from Oregon.
Yeah.
And Shedeur Sanders. How's that going to play? That's going to be amazing.
To me, it's just, can you imagine Shedeur living in Cleveland? Like, here's Mr. Flashy.
No, it's such a joke.
The watches, the diamonds, the everything. And he's going to go live in Cleveland. I don't know. I mean,
anyway,
it was wild.
Let's put our guys up.
Yeah, let's at least talk about.
All right, here's the good stuff.
Let's talk about the Utes who are headed there. So we've got Loner to the Broncos, Karine Reed. The Broncos is basically, Utah's just like a farm team for the Broncos right now. We have a bunch of dudes playing for the Broncos. Tafuna to the Texans, Vaughn to the Seahawks, and Bernard to the Titans. We mentioned Singer is going to the Raiders.
I know Gilman.
Camp.
He was invited somewhere. Oh, and I forgot. He was invited for to come to their camp.
Okay. And there could still be others.
And there's probably somebody else I'm missing here, but this, the hill is pretty steep on these guys, but let's hope.
We're missing, is it O'Toole?
Oh, O'Toole.
You missed O'Toole on your slide. So O'Toole is also to Seattle.
That's right. He should be on here.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
We missed him on the slide, but
it's not below there. No, it's not.
We're mentioning him here.
Yeah, O'Toole.
Yeah, which
shout out. Sorry.
I hope these guys make the teams. I hope they get to play. It's always fun to see. And to be honest, like with the season that we had last year, I'm so glad that these guys are getting their shot, because the season, we didn't have this impressive season where guys are going to stand out, but this is awesome. So
it is awesome. I hope they do. Yeah, I'm with you. I hope they can stick.
Problem is, I'm not a Broncos fan because I'm a Raiders fan, but all the Utes are going to the Broncos.
I hope they
lately.
succeed, but I don't want the Broncos to succeed.
How do you distinguish between the two? Well, and I like Bo Nix too. Gosh dang it. Let's I can't cheer for the Broncos though.
No, that's not going to happen.
But I like the players.
Yeah, I hope Keithy gets a shot, but his injuries kind of set him back.
I know. It's so unfortunate for him. Moving forward, if it's springtime, I need my house deep cleaned. I really do. I need to give Be Neat Cleaning Company a call. They are a local cleaning company here in Utah. They offer home cleaning, which you can set it up to have them come weekly or every other week. Move in, move out cleaning. I know a lot of people that are trying to sell their homes right now. So if you need someone to come and just clean the house as you move out, look them up at beneatcleaningco.com to schedule your free consultation. If you mention Utah Football Fans Podcast, you even get $40 off your first house cleaning, which is amazing. And they are so reasonably priced and do the most amazing job. I had them come a few months ago. I'm going to have them come again because they do such a good job. So look them up, beneatcleaningco.com. Okay.
They're trying to make you a Bill, Buffalo Bill.
Rose, I mean, I cheer for the Bills when they're playing because I cheer for Kincaid and Cole Bishop. He's on the Bills. So, when they're in the playoffs, I definitely, but I'm not going to become a Bills fan. That's not where I lean towards. But
yeah. No,
right.
but what? No, see, Rose, Become a Raider.
That's even better.
Come on.
Rose. Yeah, just join.
Oh, yeah, Keaton Bills.
Join the silver and black. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's really not. All right, with our last few minutes, where do you want to go? We've got a few things.
You make the call.
We can talk about this one another time. Have we bashed on a certain team enough, or do you want to talk about that incident?
Well, he was only there he was with us, and then he went there.
I know. What was going on? Okay, we'll talk about this Samson Nacua thing. I don't know what was going on.
You seen this on Twitter? Set it up.
We'll see if that'll post again.
It will. You can.
Well, it.
Hold the fader back. So, this is Samson Nacua.
One more time.
Hold it. Okay. You've seen it twice. Samson Nacua, you remember he played for the Utes. And then he went down to be with his brother.
Yes.
At the Y.
Yeah.
And so now he's playing some minor league, wherever it is. And apparently he was yelling with a fan.
Yeah.
He's fans, I'm sure, being very kind and generous.
Yeah,
to him.
just like we are always.
Fans. But anyway, he's interacting with the fan, and he goes up to the dude and slaps him in the face.
Yeah.
You cannot do that.
We'll play
it. One more time.
We'll play
That's
it one
what's
more
going
time.
on. Hold it back.
Now that you have the context, it starts where you can see him. He's over on the sideline. The fan is like leaning
in the stand, leaning
over. Who knows what's being said?
If that guy hit me, I'd be a millionaire. Because I'd sue them, I'd sue the team, I'd sue the league. Players can't go up and be hitting and slapping guys. I don't care what you say.
Why are you even as a player going over to the fans? Fans are idiots. We all get it. We sit in the stands. We all know fans are idiots. And if a fan is yelling at a player, as a player, what are you doing? The second you even start to engage with the fan, it makes it worse. And then to put your hands on somebody?
Yeah, you can't do that. I don't know if you remember when we were this was in Oakland. I was in Oakland game, pre-game.
Is this going to get anybody to be a Raiders fan or this story? Are we going
to? We were down. Of course, we're there while the teams are warming up. Like we're there an hour early just to
be
This
there.
This was back years when the Chiefs had Priest Holmes. I don't know if you remember Priest Holmes. He was a good running back for the Chiefs. I remember going down to the front row because that's where the Chiefs, their running backs were warming up and stuff. And we were down on the front row with a bunch of the very loving and kind Raiders fans. And they were yelling stuff and combinations of words and expletives
that you've never heard
that I didn't know you could put them in such an arrangement at Priest Holmes. And he's just sitting there stretching it. He'd look over.
Yeah.
He would smile. He would laugh.
I know.
But they were just saying unbelievable stuff. And he would just
let it go.
The more he would smile, it'd drive him crazy. And you can't do that.
So what on earth was said
and nothing you say
to Nacua that would make him go over to the stands and then slap the guy? I mean, I haven't seen anything. I don't know if anyone knows. I haven't seen any chatter about if anyone knows what was actually being said to him.
I mean, I haven't looked further into it, but I'm just, there's nothing you can say that gives you the right as a player to go up and slap somebody. I just find it fascinating. That guy's he's in trouble. So
he is getting me in trouble. I do feel bad because he did play for us and I did like him. And then he went to that other school and did they teach him that down there?
When he went down there, they taught him love and how to slap a dude on the first row.
It's all about love. They just spread more love than everybody else. That's how they get players to transfer down there. We'll mention one last thing. And if you need a place to watch the NHL playoffs that are going on right now, which have been fantastic. If you need somewhere to watch those playoffs, head to Bout Time Pub and Grub. We need to go watch a game there.
Yeah,
we haven't done that yet. We need to go do that. They have more TVs than tables, so you're guaranteed to be able to see the game or multiple games going on, which right now there's multiple games every night for NHL playoffs. They have locations all throughout the state of Utah. Find the nearest location at bouttimepub.com. Scratch Food Kitchen, everything's made in-house. They have a mimosa bar, brunch every weekend. Yeah, head to Bout Time Pub and Grub. NHL playoffs are going on right now.
Hopefully you're watching some.
I know, because again, everyone who's now suddenly hockey fans in the state of Utah, you have to watch the Stanley Cup playoffs. If you want to get into hockey at all, this is the time to watch the playoffs. John FM, the Oilers,
John.
I don't know what to tell you, buddy. I don't have a good feeling about them. I know they won last night, but like, I don't know what to say.
They have McDavid and they have Leon.
Yeah.
And the thing is with Bouchard, John, is okay. He'll give you goals, but he'll also let the other team score goals. He's the guy that I don't know how they're tied. That's some of the worst defensive system I've ever seen, and the goalies are crap. But when you got McDavid and Leon, I'm telling you what.
Texas Mike, you're a Dallas Stars fan? They're not spanking the Avs. It's tied. Isn't their series tied, or are they playing right
2-2.
now? Are they actually?
Yeah, isn't it live right now?
They were playing right now. Yeah, what I do find interesting is all the series in the West, at least leading up to tonight, they were all tied at 2-2. It's the East where they're
all 3-1 now.
You've got some lopsided series going on, but it's so much fun. There's been overtime. I think yesterday, Sunday, like every single game went into overtime. Is that right? Every game or 3?
Let's see. The Capitals went into OT and won.
Did the Devils game go into OT? I don't know, because the Kings and Oilers did. The
other
game, Toronto.
Yeah, they did.
Ottawa. Anyways. We say this every year. Why aren't you listening to us? If you're not doing it yet, come on. Watch the Stanley Cup playoffs. They're on every night.
The best time, but it's
the best time. And these dudes, like, okay, the Vegas game the other night, Mark Stone, who's their captain, gets hit right here in the eye. Blood is just streaming down his face. It's dripping all over his jersey. Goes, gets stitched up, he comes back and plays. Like the quintessential hockey dude.
Still dripping.
The blood's just dripping down. It's the best.
The guy, who was it? I can't remember. He got his nose almost taken off, but he got hit, and they're close up on the guy on the bench.
Yeah.
And the trainer's on him and jamming. Got the forceps going.
I know, you see him like on the bench,
and then they're out there playing.
I'm watching the guy the other day. He like cut the
it was a flesh wound.
He cut the inside of his lip or something. The trainer's over there just like stuffing gauze and stuff in his mouth, and they're like, just get back out there and play. But the thing is, these dudes, they hate each other. You can see it. Like they hate each other. And then at the end of the game, they still shake hands. It's the best tradition.
They were talking about the Montreal Capitals brawl on the bench.
Oh my gosh.
Wilson and Anderson were going out. They'll probably still go after it too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
they're in the bed fighting. Stanley Cup playoffs.
All right.
They're
Utah
the best.
fans.
All right, we're gonna get out of here. Well, spring is over. I mean,
I'm not sure actually when summer or when fall practice begins. Right offhand, I don't know the exact
usually,
date.
I mean,
who knows? Stuff will happen. I mean, there's people in the portal still. You can go after them.
True.
People in the portal will be
true. So we'll still be adding some players. So there's going to be news coming out. We'll do some episodes. Amy commented about our sports bar series. We'll do some more of those maybe over the summer. We'll visit some more. So if you have any recommendations of like some really good sports bars that we should go watch a game at, let us know in the comments, because we're looking for some. All right. Well, go Utes, everybody.
Go Utes, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Game. Hopefully he'll be back next time. Go watch the playoffs.
It's going to be a good year.
Go you.
I'm optimistic, everybody.